Hi! On the Woodpecker today, Renée and I are doing a makeover to our patio once again. If you have been following me for a while, you likely remember the big job we did on both our patios several years ago. This was a real undertaking. We were even forced to remove all the cedar from the small pool patio and remake it again. Since then, we have sanded the boards several times, but we always had the same problem, the finish peeling away. That's why last summer we had to sand it all over again. This is pretty disgusting. We decided to begin with the small pool patio. Unlike in 2017, we couldn't begin in April because we were making the big door frame that took us a lot of time. After brushing the first coat of preservative on the door, since we had a full week to wait for the finish to dry, it was the ideal time to start the job on the small patio. The first thing we have to do is to clean all the screw holes so we can remove them. Just after cleaning a few screws, our fingers were getting terribly sore from using a screw to clean the holes. I decided to take a break and make two tools to help clean the holes. When I have a pointy metal piece that I've drilled a hole in the center of a dowel and smoothed the other end, it's time to glue the cut-off screws inside the holes. When the epoxy is cured, it's time to come back and help Renée clean the rest of the screw heads. Little by little, I strip the patio. After several hours, this is what it looks like. This will help a lot for the sanding when all the planks that can be removed are removed. We end up with this pile of loose pieces. Now it's possible to begin sanding the patio. Renée takes care of that. While I'm taking care of the loose planks elsewhere. This is only part of what I need to sand, but I need to stop because Renée has too much trouble sanding in between the bench supports. I need to unscrew them from under the patio. Now we can continue. I'm done, but Renée isn't. This is not a big problem because we found a couple of rotten spots that I have to replace. We also found two horizontal pieces that had some rot. I will begin by those and use this 2x4. But it's too thick. This is not difficult to fix. Then I can make the first cut. By using the original rotten piece, I can trace where to cut, but I don't cut it yet. I'm going to cut the other piece inside the rotten one. I change the cut angle and cut just after the original screw holes. And just like last time, I used the original piece to figure out the length of this one. Now I can make the straight cut. But I still have more rotten pieces to take care of. When I have the piece in hand, I reuse the rotten one to cut a new piece. After marking where to drill the holes, I drill them. But I'm not done yet. We also add a rotten support. The first cut is the bottom one. With the original piece lined up with the new one, I can trace the rest of the cuts and make them. I'm just missing the hole. But while I'm doing this, Renée keeps at it. To be able to sand everything properly, we have to remove the bridge between the two patios. Without the bridge in the way, Renée can finish the exterior sanding while I'm beginning to sand the floor. It would be impossible to sand this part of the big patio with the bridge back in place. So Renée sands it while I'm still sanding the floor. While I was sanding, I noticed that this plank was also rotten. I remove it and take care of it. Good. I can finish the sanding. Now that this is sanded to our liking, I blow away the dust and Renée cleans it. Next, it's time for the preservative. I take care of all the pieces that are not on the main structure, while Renée takes care of the patio itself. I managed to finish before she does, so I help her only at the end. Here it is. The pool patio is all protected, but we still have the bridge to take care of. I'm taking care of the structure while Renée takes care of the planks. All that's left to do is to protect all this wood. I take care of the structure while Renée takes care of the planks. When the bottom of the structure is done, we put the bridge back in place and I take care of everything that remains. Finally, I help Renée with the planks. There's way more surface on them than on the structure. Now that everything is protected, we have to wait 2 days for the oil to dry before we put every loose piece back in place. When we're done, I jump inside the pool to refresh Renée's rat and me at the same time. Since this took us a full week, we were able to put the second coat of oil on the door frame, and we left for a real vacation at the cottage for 3 full weeks. As a matter of fact, in July, it was the only time we did almost nothing at the cottage. But when we returned in August, we started to work on the big patio. As a matter of fact, we have to redo everything we did on the small one a few weeks before. For those of you who thought that sanding the patio was not worth it, well, here you can see the difference. I start to sand the floor, while Renée starts protecting all the loose pieces. But this time, Renée finished before me and offered to finish the sanding. It was a blessing, because we have a rotten piece on this big patio that I have to fix. As you can see, the original plank is smaller than the cedar I have. Another thing to take care of. Finally, I just have to put it in place. But Renée was unable to finish the sanding while I was taking care of this. Eventually it's done. We just have to clean it and apply the preservative. After several hours, it's done. So we just have to wait a couple of days before being able to put back in place all the pieces we had removed. When this is done, we finally go and install the frame we did and return another 3 weeks at the cottage to take care of our ceiling. The end result was that despite all this work getting our patio sanded and well protected, we didn't have time to enjoy it at all this summer. It was empty like this up to the cold season. On the other hand, it will be ready for next summer, and the preservative we brushed on is guaranteed not to peel away. Since I've used it before, I can confirm it. We hope this will stay like this for more than a year. This was the makeover of both our patios. I hope that even if I had a similar video in the past, I didn't bore you too much. And see you soon for another episode of The woodpecker.